Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's belt on it. Welcome in, everybody all around the world. Hopefully you are enjoying a very merry Christmas or happy holidays or just a much needed break, depending where you are around the world and what religion you are, what holidays you do or do not celebrate. So we are here, and I intentionally waited on this to put it out as a Christmas episode for us here in the United States that do celebrate Christmas or anywhere around the world. Anyway, with that in mind, I wanted to talk about the Alpine Lodge today on this lovely 25th of December. So this puppy, here's the funny thing. Okay, before I go down this happiness trail, well, this is not an unhappy thing. When I went and I picked this up, I don't know, 2 months ago, from the Lego store. I was there and I was like, okay, I'm going in there. I'm going to pick this thing up. And the funny thing is, it's just a habit. Those of us that are from the older school as far as Christmas winter village sets, right? I walk in every single year. If I'm not afforded the opportunity to receive one from Lego ahead of time, I walk in and I say immediately, I'm like, hey, where do you have the winter village at? Because they usually have them not on the wall. They usually have them stacked in, one of the stands, rectangular stands, whatever, square stands that they have around the store. Lego stores around here aren't that big. There's two of them, but they're not that big. Anyway, so I walk in there and I go, where do you guys have the winter village? I don't want to have to hem and haw and be around all the people. I just want to go get it, buy it, and leave. Like I don't want to mingle. My favorite manager's not there. I don't really care. So I walk in and these kids had to be 17, 18 maybe, and there were two of them. And I walked in and I said, hey, can you guys tell me where the winter village is? He was like, what is that? I was like, the Christmas set, the winter village that comes out every year. Do you mean like the building? I said, yeah. I said it's called Alpine, whatever, something like that. He was like, oh, that's not the winter village. That's the Alpine Lodge. I just wanted to smack my head and like, dear child. I don't know if any of you have had that issue, not issue. I don't want to call it an issue because it's a non-issue. It was just one of those things like, the language is very different based on who you are around from time to time. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. The Winter Village set of 2023, the Alpine Lodge, 10325. It retails for $100, €100. It's just under that for all of you that do British pounds. I believe it's $89.99 if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, this thing has 1,517 pieces. And I got to say, this thing went together pretty darn quick. I was really impressed with how quickly it went together. It has 10 bags, has a number of minifigs, and also has some side builds aside from the lodge. So, what do we have as far as minifigs go? Well, we've got a little skier. It's got his backpack on. He's got his skis, obviously, skiing poles. And I love that he's got two faces. He's got a smiley face, and then he's got a very kind of a frightened face of like, do I really want to go down this large, steep embankment covered with snow and ice and trees and polar bears or whatever else? I don't know. Then we have this gentleman here that is, I guess, working at the lodge. He's just here to hang out, and he has very lodgy type outfit clothing going on here. I think it's I think it's kind of funny. He's got his little old timer's hat on there. I don't know what those kind of hats are. That kind of, they have the brim in the front, but then it slopes kind of from the rear to the front. I know my dad wears one these days. Anyway, but he's got on this like a leather apron is usually what I've seen them as. The like welders wear them sometimes, like if they're in the shop. I know I wore one when I was in shop class, but also in wood shop, somebody that works around saws and wood equipment. He's got one of those on. I guess you could say it's overalls, but I don't think it's overalls. Anyway, so he's got that on, and then he's just got the single grandfather face there with the mustache. Looks pretty good. And we have this lady. She's got a briefcase here. And I like her sweater print. That's kind of nice. She has just a normal smile face on one side, and then she's got her eyes closed with her smile with her lips closed. And she also comes with a little kitty, a little dark bluish gray kitty cat here, a little kitty, not real big, just a tiny little small one. So that's nice. Then we get the little kiddo here that is out there to play hockey on the ice rink, which is actually a really cool ice rink build. They've done a number of these, but I really like this one a lot. Anyway, so this kiddo has freckles, which is cute, but a super wide smile on one side and then just a normal kind of smirk on the other. Comes with a purple hat, interchangeable hair as well. So that is always good because you have the little beanie there. You can also switch for the hair piece that comes with it. Has a hockey stick, has a scarf around the neck, nice little print of a sweater, and then the tiny legs. Then we have this older lady here, and she has gray hair. She's got a gray sweater jacket on. I like the print on her pockets on her pants. I think that is really nicely done. Adds a little bit more detail than it really needed to be, but it's still nice. Then she also has a helmet with goggles to be able to ride this snowmobile. So that's what we're going to touch next. This snowmobile, it's a really tiny little build, but it's a red snowmobile for all intents and purposes. And then it has a trailer attached to it that you can drag in your Christmas tree to the lodge and put it up, celebrate, do whatever. Now, one of the things, it's a little sled that goes behind it. One of the things I was kind of, really kind of surprised by, usually with these ball and socket joints. So you have a socket on the back of the snowmobile, and then you have a ball that pops into it. This usually they're more flimsy, flexible, whatever you want to call it, loose fitting. This one is very tight. Like it's not even close. Like I can literally put the trailer up in the air and it will stay there. There's a lot of tension there in that ball joint. I was really kind of surprised by that. I did not expect that at all. Then we have another secondary build here, and there's an outhouse. It's a cute little build actually. And then this is one of the two trees that I love that they have done here. Anyway, so the outhouse, it has a little sticker on the outside letting you know it's an outhouse. Inside there's not much. You have your empty hole that goes into the ground or wherever the shoveling area is or whatever, however this one is going to work. And then you have your toilet tissue that is in there. And then you also have this little tree that is next to it. It's a brick-built tree. They use the newer fern pieces that we saw from the Lord of the Rings set, the Rivendell set. In here you have some dark evergreen color, and then you also have them in white to make it look like there's kind of snow that is, above. Maybe there's a heavy blanket of snow above that. So you have that there as well. A nice little detail. Then we have this gorgeous hockey rink. I love this. The interesting thing, and I should have probably looked at the instructions ahead of time or even the box to really put any kind of true focus into what I was about to build. But you build this thing, excuse me, I almost knocked you off the table, little buddy. You build this thing on the side. So you're stacking these bricks, plates, and then you lay it flat, and then you build on top of it. Because I mean, you're building something, but it just didn't really click to me that I was building an ice rink, and you have those really giant window pieces that are in that opalescent color. So it's really, 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 really pretty. The only downside is, depending where you sit this, having it right here on my studio desk right now on this mouse pad, you can definitely see the different colors and shapes and stuff that I have on mine come through just because it's not opaque. But that's not a big deal. Maybe you just, you throw some white underneath it. I don't know. Some kind of glassy color that, if that is a concern, maybe it is not at all. Anyway, so what do we have here? This little ice rink that is built upright and then turned on its side. We have a snowman build that is here. We have a little solid tree, evergreen tree here. It is not a brick built one. We do have another one of those brick built trees. This one, I believe, is a little bit taller. It is a little bit taller than the other one that we just built on the other portion. We have this little dock that goes out here, which is kind of cute. I like the way that is done out onto the ice. You have a little blue 1x1 round here, and that is supposed to be your puck. So you can get your kid out there, get anybody else out there, because there are 2 pairs of ice skates. that are sitting on this little, I don't know, bench that they have over here. And there's actually a $100 bill over there. So I don't know if somebody found a $100 bill. They're after a $100 bill. There's got to be some kind of significance. And I'm sure there is a designer interview out there somewhere, probably from Brickset, that you guys could check out. However, I like the way it's done. The dock is cute in its own right. You have them here, and then you also have them in the lodge as well, which we'll talk about when we get to that. But you have these little tiles here that they use, these little 1x1s, and it is supposed to look like a minifig footprints, like with snow on them. It's so cute. I really like the way that is done. So it's a nice little accessory to the main build, which is never a bad thing. You always want those other little things to, I guess, complement what the main attraction is. And I got to say, instead of just having a giant tree, I'm okay with this selection. I like the snowmobile. I really like the ice skating rink. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's kind of similar, but it's resembles the idea of one that we got a few years ago. I say a few years ago, it's probably 4 years ago at this point. Anyway, really cute stuff. So let's get on to the main build, because that is the focal point. That is the desire for everybody to buy this set. Alrighty, so I'm pretty sure that while everybody may love Winter Village stuff, and that is fine, I think if you started at the beginning, just like with the modulars, or you went back collected modulars, this is one of those things that every year you're like, I have to have it. I need to complete. I need to continue going forward. And if you have not, this year is another great year to start. I really like the way this one was done with the aesthetic on the outside. You definitely have the lodge feel here, something that should be, I could foresee in Aspen, obviously, maybe older Aspen, Colorado, instead of more modern. However, it's quaint. There's a lot of nice little detail and texturing to it. And I really appreciate all the little tiny things that were taken into account and put into this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So on the bottom floor on the exterior, we'll start with the exterior and get that out of the way, and then we'll dive to the inside. But on the bottom floor, to the left of it, you have a green door, a doorway that goes in here. You have an archway, brick archway. I like the pendant lights that are just outside of the doorway. They're really cute. Just a few pieces. It's only a matter of 5 pieces that are on there, but they're just perfectly done, in my opinion. If we move to the left just ever so slightly around the edge, all you see, there's a little, it could be a trash can, it could be whatever. And then there's a little shovel. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe you're shoveling up, I don't know, kitty poo because the cat's outside, or squirrel poo because there's a squirrel, which I don't think that's a thing. Shoveling of it, I mean. Obviously, it's a thing. As you move to the right, more towards the middle of it, you have some windows that are in here. They do not open because there are some green leaf pieces here that keep them closed. But I like the timber look here as far as the vent grill pieces, the 1x2s in that dark red. I think that's really sharp in the way that is done. It just looks nice. And then obviously you have different texturing with the textured bricks throughout the entire build, whether it be the chimney or in the front or on the sides. I'm not really going to touch on that. But we also have this area here where we have a stump, we have a log of wood, and there's an axe here to split it. You also have another little section here that has a bunch of little perceptions of some logs that are in there that need chopped, for the inside to heat everything up. Now, as we move towards the next floor, the second floor, this is where things really take on character and really give you the ski lodge feel. So starting on the right, because that's where we came up at, we have a little balcony that is coming out from the second floor from a doorway. There is another set of windows here. You've got some nice holiday greenery with the red and the green and the leaf pieces and the flower pieces just above that doorway. And then what you have throughout the build, by the way, the balcony railing has snow covering on it, which is cute. Always that idea of, hey, it snowed. There's a lot of snow. You have to have that. But what I am a giant fan of is how they got the log cabin, log lodge feel to this thing. it's just, I'm really impressed with I don't want to say it's necessarily Lego math that went into this, but it's the overlapping of these pieces. So you have some 1x4s, you have some 1x1s, you have some 1x2s, and they are, I believe they're the same height as a standard brick, but they are rounded. So they're flat on the bottom where you attach them to the studs, but they are rounded across the top and to the sides. Gorgeous piece to use here. There is no other piece to use here. When these came about years ago, this was a game changer for mock builders, seeing him at shows with all kinds, and to have them in here, I mean, this was a perfect idea. So you have that feel the entire way around the second floor, so that is nice as well. But one of the things that I wanted to touch on is just on that little balcony area that you have, I guess it is supposed to look like maybe a snow slide that happened or something like that, or it's a white rug. I'm not really sure. It looks like some snow slid off the roof and landed there. However, you have those prints again leading into the door of somebody tracking snow on their boots or on their shoes, whatever they're wearing. I love that. Anybody that has ever spent time around significant amount of snow and have gone inside, you know what it's like, how it tracks in. Doesn't matter whether it's just outside the door or inside, it happens. So moving further to the left, we have another set of windows here. We also have a little birdhouse. It has some kind of what looks like a finch. I'm going to call it a cardinal. It's not a cardinal. It doesn't have the tuft, and it's not a female because it's too red. But we have some holiday greenery above the window again. And then we also, panning around to that left side, on the side of the building, we have another window again that does not open. Now, before we move any further to the roof or anything like that, there is a little sign that sticks out between the first and second floor on the very left side, and it says 2 Pines Inn. It is a sticker, by the way. Everything is sticker in here, aside from the cookie and the wood pieces, which that is always the case with 1x1s. Anyway, nice little cute sign. I like that. So then we take to the roof. The roof actually opens up, which we'll talk about when we get to the inside, but nice little design, simple, kind of standard modular building roof type design. It is not locked into place because you don't want it to be, but just underneath the roof, the snow-capped roof, you have these uprights, which are kind of really, really quaint, but I love the way that they're done. And all they use are some tiled little slopes and some tiles in their own right. And so you have the dark brown that is on the inside of that, and then you have that lighter brown. So the color offset is really sharp in the way that is done. But those just go up and down, and as the roof tapers, they get a little bit smaller. It's just a nice addition as well. So flipping around to the back of this thing, you have, again, 3 levels that are in here. You actually have 3 levels, no stairs, just so we are understanding. But we do have a really nice brick built chimney that goes the whole way up from the bottom floor to the very top. At the very top, there is where, the smoke would supposed to be coming out. If you press that down, that illuminates a light brick that illuminates something in the second floor next to a bed, which is a fireplace, and then the main fireplace down on the base of the bottom floor. And now I will say one thing, we're talking about some tensions and some stiffness. When I press my light brick down, my light brick likes to stick. So it is one of those things where over time, I think it'll probably loosen up, but it's one of those things where press it down, I got to make sure I pull it back up so it doesn't continue to light it. So you know what? Let's start at the top floor, because there's very little at the top, and then as you go down, things get a little bit better, and that's the main area anyway. So as I had mentioned, you can open up the roof section so that you can get 2 minifigs if you would like, or add things in there. So that is nice. It's just a Technic assembly there, real easy. It attaches to each roof segment, and then you get all that goodness in there. Now there is a spot up in the attic. I guess you could call it the attic. On the right hand, so we're looking at it from the rear. If you look at it from the rear on the right hand side, if you just turn it ever so slightly, there is a spot in here that you could hide a gift. And there is a gift that comes up on this top floor that you could be like, I got to hide this gift, kind of Christmas Vacation type movie-esque, maybe you forget it's up there and 3 years later you find it. Anyway, so you can hide a gift in there and bring it out as you so choose. Maybe Santa comes to visit and out it comes. Anyway, so you have a brick built bed up here with a nice little tiled carpet. You have a little candle here, some other little type dressery type areas. And then as you move down to what is the middle floor, the second floor, we have more bedding areas here. We have one on the left-hand side that is next to the fireplace with a wreath above it, another candle here. We have a door that goes to our balcony. So you have your own little private balcony, I guess, whatever. Some snow trails coming in from there. We had them on the outside. We have them on the inside. As we move further towards the right, we have another bed that is facing the window in the front. Some nice little Christmas drapery here with the red and the green, and then some holiday flowers. There's another little gift in here, a pink and white gift sitting there, another candle sitting next to the bedside, and another tiled rug. There is also a picture on the wall. It has a horse. It has a Lego minifig guy standing there as well. I'm sure there's some kind of importance there. Maybe a prediction to the future. Who knows? Then as you move down to the main level, this is where it really becomes very lodgy. Like, okay, this is where we're staying. You have a little coffee bar that is down here, and with some cookies. You have some more green Christmas decoration stuff that is over top of the mantle of the fireplace. You have a little ledger here that you can sign in, say, hey, we were here, whatever. You've got a little fire poker here to arrange your logs, and you have a bunch of flame pieces that are actually inside. There's actually 6 of them, so that when you illuminate this thing, it actually illuminates the bejesus out of this thing. There is another little brick-built rug here. That is where the tree goes. There's one single stud to stick the tree on there. And then we have this little sitting area where we have 2 brick-built oversized chairs, which they're not oversized for a minifig, but they look like they're supposed to be the big stuffed chairs, with a little table with tabletop curtain, some kind of table setting. Anyway, so you have a little cookie here, which was introduced to us, I think, back in 2021. Anyway. Then you have 2 little mugs here, glasses, whatever you want to call them, cups, teacups, to be able to have your goodies. So your tree, your brick-built tree, is actually really kind of cute. 2 sides are similar, another 2 sides are similar. The only difference is you get a number of 1x1 round tiles that are trans yellow, a trans magenta, and then you have an opalescent here as well. You can change those up as you like. You can add others. You can add, if you've got more, I'm sure like most Lego builders, that you have endless amounts of them. As they are an extra piece, you can just toss them in there onto the tree and change things up. There is no angel or crown, or like as we put on top of our tree, we do a crown on our tree, obviously. There is nothing like that for this tree. However, it does come with an extra ski pole, and I took one of my ski poles and just messed about and, put it up there. You could put a star up there if you have one of those star pieces that takes one of the studs on it. There's a number of things you could do if you wanted to jazz it up just ever so slightly, but I'm okay with this. I like the hidden area for the Christmas gift up in the upper section, so that was cute in its own right. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not. We do not have a quill pen. We actually have a pen piece, a modernized pen. First time I'm seeing that I recall. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think that is super important to modernize things a little bit. We can still keep the quills for other things, but give me this goodie for for more modern ideas here. And I'm sure somebody's going to find a way to take 50,000 of those pens and turn them into some kind of artwork. I have no doubt in the future I'll see something like that at a show somewhere, or one of you may see it at a show somewhere. So final thoughts. I'm okay with all the small builds. I think they're cute. I really like the look of the lodge. I don't really see anything that, like, there was nothing that I came across that irked me. I was kind of like, I wish this would have been better. I wish that would have been better. If I were going to nitpick, I would have loved to have a larger snow ski, as some people call them, snowmobile, as we call them here, at least. I would have loved to see a little bit of a bigger one. This almost feels like something you would get out of the Lego City Advent calendar, but I can't complain. It's not the end of the world. I like it. I like it a lot. It accomplishes what it needs to. It stays at that price point. I think it's a solid buy as far as price goes. And like I said, if you are somebody that is looking to continue on, this is an easy yes. If you're looking to jump into it, I still think this is an easy yes, where it's not something that you really have to do a whole lot of thinking about. Right. If you're looking to buy it as a gift, I know it has been on back order for, I don't want to say long. I want to say for a few weeks, maybe. Like I said, I was somebody from day one. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go in here and I'll get it at the store. I'll get it at the store. Anyway, so that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this. More stuff coming as we approach the new year. Lego City and Jago, and we've got some other things as well that we're working on. Anyway, have a happy holiday season today. If you're listening to this today on Christmas, if not, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Hope you have a great day, evening, wherever you are around the world. And until we meet again, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.